Hello everyone, how's it going? It is me, Jack here, and welcome to episode number 2 of the Bolton Wanderers Football Manager 24 save, where we try to rescue the fallen giants and take them back to the big time. Since the last episode, we've played 3 games off camera, and it's been a really positive start. After the 2-2 draw against Mansfield, we played 3 League One games in which we won and we beat Accrington Stanley. First off, thanks to a goal from Clady Lawless, 1-0 comfortable victory there. After that 2-0 victory against Stevenage, John McAtee and an own goal got us the victory. Then we thumped Wycombe Wanderers, and at first I didn't think this would be a comfortable game, but it managed to be. After Backinson's goal in the 7th minute, we turned it round in only the 23rd minute thanks to a penalty from Aaron Collins and a goal from Sean. Josh Sheehan made it 3-1, and then we had a second penalty of the game, which Aaron Collins perfectly dispatched. And then 80th minute, he sealed what was his first hat-trick and sealed the 3 points. And after that, a comfortable 2-0 victory against Cambridge. It took a while to get the second goal, but we got the first just before half-time. John McAtee getting that one. And Victor Adeboyejo got the winner in the 82nd minute to make us victorious. So as we kick off this episode, we sit second in the table behind Birmingham City. And I think Birmingham and Huddersfield, you expect to be in those positions come the end of the season. So we're definitely in the mix from the early point of the season. However, today we are playing Leeds United away in the second round of the Carabao Cup. I thought I'd come back quite early because I wanted to play that one just to see how we could do against a really strong Championship opposition, just recently promoted to the Premier League in real life, and Lincoln City away from home. The Bristol Street Motors tournament, I'll probably play if we got to the latter stages of it. However, not something I'm really interested in this season, and the board aren't really interested in it either. So nothing else really to show you in terms of obviously transfers or anything like that. We're just continuing on with this season. This is going to be the team. I don't know why my team has gone so weird. Oh, that's not the team that I picked. Hang on. Let me just sort this out. I'll be back with you in a moment. There we are. Apologies for that. Right, this is the team that we're going to go into this game against Leeds United in the Carabao Cup second round. Southwood will go in goal. Gethin Jones will be at right back. We've been using Matheson, actually, weirdly, there, and Osei Tutu and Dakwas Cogley at left back. So we're going to go with Gethin Jones at right back. Towell has just come back from his injury and is obviously lacking in match sharpness, so I'm going to give him as long as we can, but don't be surprised if I bring on Santos for him because he is lacking in sharpness. Obviously, great defender. Hopefully, we can use him for large parts of this season. Farino partnered with him with Alex Murphy at left back. Midfield 3 of Thomason, Sheehan and Lawless with 2 inverted wingers of Mendes, Gomez and Randall. And I'm going to go with Keon Atete up front because he hasn't really hit the ground running yet. Adeboyejo probably should have got the start, but I've got faith that Keon Atete can do something for us in a Bolton Wanderers shirt. I'm going to just relieve all pressure from the boys because there is absolutely no pressure to win this game against the giants that are Leeds United, and especially when they're playing players like they are playing on this pitch. They've got Junior Firpo at left back, Eo Tanaka in the lineup, Nonto starting. So they have some really strong firepower that we expect to do some damage in this game. Daniel James, Brandon Harrison, Ramazani, strong backline. They have obviously rotated because there are some key players missing, but that's still a good enough Leeds side that should be comfortably getting through to the third round. However, you don't know what could happen in this game. If we get a chance, we could sit back, hopefully progress, but again, no pressure to do anything of sorts. As Junior Firpo attacked to left hand side, the former Barcelona man finds Ramazani continuing to play the ball into the centre of the pitch, and Tanaka shoots, but the goal is stopped thanks to Luke Southwood. It's a bit unfair really on Luke Southwood that we've got 2 such strong keepers, because I think Southwood could easily do a job in League One and, potentially even be a backup or a first team starter for a Championship side. So it's unfortunate that we have got another strong keeper. Well, it's not really unfortunate because it's a good option for us if backs have got injured. But Southwood's still a really strong, capable goalkeeper for us to rely on. But I can imagine him getting frustrated with the lack of game time this season. So it's probably a scenario to keep an eye out on as we progress through this save. Junior Firpo has the ball again on the left-hand side. We're trying to press, trying to play our normal style, but unfortunately it hasn't worked as Ramazani fires it into the area. and gets Leeds United's first goal of the game inside 27 minutes. Lovely passing from Leeds. We expect them to dominate possession, and they've done so clinically there. Third ball to Djorkaeff. Like to play that central ball in, and Ramazani hits the bar and it just stays in, and it is 1-0 Leeds inside 30 minutes. And we have another highlight right after that. They're playing out from the back with those ball playing defenders. Road on to Tanaka. Tanaka plays it to Aronson, who's got a lot of space in the midfield. He's on the right hand side, but Murphy intercepts. Maybe we could do something as we look to inflict our style on this game. Alex Murphy on the left. What's he going to do with it? Loses the ball immediately as the high press of Leeds United comes to fruition there. Bit of a bad back pass there, though. Keon Etete through. He's got the space, and I said he could do something for us this season. Keon Etete scores his first ever goal for Bolton and gets us back into this game. A sloppy mistake from Leeds United. Dan James, the man there, Rodon tries to just hoof the ball away, but miskicks. And Keon Etete fires us back into this game. One apiece. He has got some decent stats, Keon Etete. I do like the look of him. So definitely a player to keep an eye on this season. Anyway, let's move on with the next highlight. As Sam Byram looks to try and play the ball forward. He does to Dan James. He'll be kicking himself after that mistake. Puts a ball in the area. Oh, we've miskicked it now. And Aronson fires it in. And shortly after we get our first goal, Max Aronson Irish dancers in the corner to give Leeds United the lead once more. I think it was, is that Farino? Yeah, it looks like it's Farino, number 16, who just miskicks the ball there. And Leeds United have a goal immediately back in this game. To be expected with the attacking quality that they have, however, a bit of a disappointing goal to concede from our perspective as we get to half-time now, and it is 2-1 Leeds United at the break. Let's just say to them, do you know what, lads? I know we're the underdogs, but we can salvage a draw from this. Hopefully that gives them a bit of motivation to think, do you know what? We can do more than that. We can get a winner. But who knows? As we progress to the second half now, they are looking tired, some of their players, as we come out for this second half. Obviously, I can imagine the likes of Maximilian Voba, Djorkaeff will have played the fixture before as well. We'll show them onto their weaker foot and continue on. Owen Tull's doing all right, to be fair, in terms of his fitness. He's just dropped to a 6.3 rating, but at least he's in the game, and we'll give everyone about another 5 minutes or so, and we'll make some changes of our run. As 65 minutes in, we're still in this game, which is brilliant. Let's bring Osei on. I'll give Owen another maybe 5-10 minutes. We'll take off. Do you know what? Let's just completely change the wing backs and put Dacquas Cogley at left back. I'm going to swap Sheehan and Dempsey, so we'll continue with that normal midfield. And I think for now, let's bring on... no, I'll tell you what. I'm going to keep those wingers on just for a little bit longer, as I'm only really thinking I want to take one of them off if I'm going to take Owen Tull off as well. As the game progresses on, and we have a highlight. It's a free kick just from about 30 yards out. Maximilian Voba shoots Southwood with a brilliant stop. That would have been a great free kick if it gone into the back of the net, but it hasn't. Joe Rothwell comes on for Djorkaeff, who's looking tired, and plays the corner into the box. Montero can't get there, and Ramazani gains possession of the loose ball. Let's pause it, and let's take off. Yeah, we'll take Randall off for Collins. And I am going to take off Tull because I don't want him to pick up an injury, just having come back from quite a long-term injury. As the highlight starts with the ball going over. Is that a goal kick? No, it's not. Rothwell will take a Leeds United corner. Has some joy out of set pieces today. Rothwell into the box. No further joy though. However, it's going to go behind for another Leeds corner. Rothwell again to take it. Thomason's having a good game for us. And a 7.0 rating there. He's played a lot of games. And I was looking, but I'm always continuously looking to see if I can bring in any players on frees or, well, there has to be frees or loans for next for the January window. And there's it's definitely a market I think we need to look at midfielders. Aronson looks miles offside. Yeah, he is. Hits the crossbar. in the process of that decision. But I think definitely we need to bring in a midfield option in January if we can afford it. I don't want to, in this save, make Bolton so massively financially insecure. I want to keep the finances good so we can continue to progress into the Championship and hopefully into the Premier League. So we don't want to be bursting the finances this season in order to try and get where we want to be. If it's a long-term process, it's a long-term process. We're not going to break the bank season one, to rush this. It has to be about that long-term progression, as unfortunately they make it 3-1 through Junior Firpo, and that is the game. 3-1, Leeds United win, as expected, but I think we have to say, do you know what, lads, unlucky. It's not to be. We move on to the next game, where the league is obviously our important, and we'll move forward to Lincoln City away. Okay, so making it now to Lincoln City away. I was just making a little comparison, as I spoke about in the Leeds game, between Baxter and Southwood. And one stat that has just caught my eye there is Baxter is fairly susceptible to injuries. So definitely one thing to keep an eye out that, he could get injured, Baxter. And Southwood is still a strong goalkeeper. He's leading League One level with potentially being a leading Championship goalkeeper. Very well rounded, only losing out stats slightly to Nathan Baxter, but I'll show you here. Baxter is just the slightly better keeper. However, as I said, a great player to call upon. We've made a couple of changes for this game against Lincoln City. Baxter's going to start in goal. Matherson at right back. We'll continue with him, but obviously we've got Dacres Cogley who could go at left back, or say two could play right back, or even Cogley could go at right back. But Matherson's had some really good games, so I'm going to keep him in it for now. Young prospect, got room to grow. Santos, Forrester, Asetu to complete the defence. Thomason keeps him behind Dempsey and Sheehan. Sheehan's last 5 games have been pretty inconsistent, so again, I'm going to just keep my eye out on how he's playing. I've got him playing that central midfield position because it is his best position. I feel like it's one that we need as part of this tactic, and he's got the stats to play it, but I'll keep my eye out on him. Sean at right wing, Collins at left wing, John McAtee goes up front, and on the bench, Southwood, Dacres Cogley, Owen Toole at centre back, Lawless, Mendes Gomez, Randall, and Keon Etete as well. Submit the team then. Lincoln City are aside. I don't know a lot about them, but probably trying to push to survive, maybe get into that mid-table and eventually get to the playoffs and push for that Championship promotion. However, I think with our aspirations of trying to get into the top 6, I think we have to be looking to dispatch of these again and continue that unbeaten start that we've had in the league as we play a very strong side. 9 changes for this one. Lincoln currently sit 14th, having won 2 games, lost 2 games, with a -2 goal difference. 2 is the number. Hopefully we can get 2 goals in this game and comfortably move on from them. But they've got some good players. I love Tom Bayliss. I used to have him on a former Football Manager save that I did. Great centre midfielder. Lots of quality there as Hackett hacks Sean. And that could be a straight red card for the defender. Hackett is gone 12 minutes into this game. That was a horrendous tackle from Hackett. It's not even a defender. Rico Hackett is their striker. But what on earth was that? That was a dreadful foul, and surely that should give us the opportunity and the momentum that we need to try and win this game, as Luke Matherson shoots from a tight angle and the ball is played over the bar by Djorkaeff. Sean with the corner. He's going to put it in. Matherson tries to get contact with it again as Santos plays it to Thomason, who plays it to Josh Sheehan. And we were talking about his inconsistencies. Well, he's proving me wrong with this goal here. Josh Sheehan making it 1-0 inside 20 minutes. And the ball was ricocheting around, but that's a great finish from the midfielder. Santos to Thomason. Sheehan there picking up the loose ball. Brilliant finish. We lead by 1-0. Now, this is definitely a game where we cannot drop points from this now in this position. 1-0 up, they're down to 10 men. They're going to be thinking really negatively. Santos just heads wide there from that header. They're going to be thinking that this game is done and dusted. But still a lot of football left to be played, and you can see by the stats they haven't reacted positively, have they, really, in terms of that red card? Only 1 shot on target for them. Meanwhile, we've got 4 shots on target, having a bit more of the ball, but they're still in this game. 4 minutes of added time, though. They are still in the game, as I say. However, the highlights fall in Bolton's way. Thomason to Luke Matheson, who again shoots from a weird angle, but it hits the crossbar. However, it opens up the opportunity for Lincoln City to do something down his side, but Matheson, to be fair to him, tracks back really well. And at half-time, we lead by 1-0. I'm just going to tell them they're a man down. We can easily get a result here. Luke Matheson has definitely been involved at that right-hand side, and he's proving why I'm playing him. When I first looked at him, I thought he's probably going to be a backup at best, but I think he had a lot of potential at, I want to say, was it Wolverhampton he used to play for? Yeah, it was. He had potential at Wolves. However, you look at his traits, he's inconsistent, he's very susceptible to being injury prone. Like, his stats don't look good, but if he can continue playing like he's playing at the minute, then that right back slot is going to be set up for him, as Sean will have another corner. 57 minutes in, Santos connects with a second header in this game, but the ball goes slightly wide, and we're controlling the game in the midfield and defensively, but up front we're lacking options, really. We're lacking that clinical edge, and I think it might be time to change this up. Let's bring on Keon Ateti and see what he can do up front for us as we look to try and extend this 1-0 margin. Thomason's knackered, which he's bound to be, as we've played a lot of games without him. Let's put Randall on that right wing, and we'll keep that there for now. I have faith in you, Randall. I might drop Thomason out with a couple of minutes to go, just because he's going to be really tired by the end of the game. He's playing superbly, though. Anyways, 80-minute mark. Lincoln City, a goal down. However, still in this game, Draper running at our defender, plays it through to Jeffrey. Sheehan goes in strongly. Not enough to be sent off, but it is a penalty to the home side, and we are going to be really upset if they get a goal back here. Djorkaeff shoots, sends back to the wrong way, and they are right back in this game. And what was I talking about? Thomason, who's just picked up a knock, which is really frustrating. Right, 10 minutes to go. This is a situation we haven't been in so far this save. We're down to 10 men, but we've got to try and find a winner. Ball winning midfielder is the position that I'm going to have to play She, and he kind of can do it. I think we bring on Alexi Lawless to play as an advanced playmaker to try and open up them. I say too, hasn't had the best game. Let's bring on Dakris Cogley, and hopefully those changes can get us a goal. I'll be frustrated if we end up drawing or, God forbid, losing this game, as we've had the momentum for large parts of it but haven't been able to put away goals. And it's unfortunate, considering we were able to score 5 past Wickham. Then we come into this situation and it's totally different. With only a couple of minutes left of stoppage time, the game ends 1-1. Disappointing draw, that. I'm not going to say I'm not happy. Disappointing draw to be in a position where you're comfortably leading and then to throw away 2 points. Yeah. Lincoln will be the happier of the two sides with that. Well, that result drops us down to 4th. If we'd have won that, we'd have been right on the tails of Birmingham City. So, yeah, bit disappointing. However, we're still unbeaten, 5 games in. We'll have to use that momentum to push forward with the league. I'm looking when to come back. I'm going to play quite a few games and hopefully come back in and around a good position where we're able to, to try and get many points. I'm hoping maybe might come back for sort of Huddersfield Town, Charlton Athletic, Huddersfield Rotherham. We'll see. I'll play loads of games off camera. We'll come back and hopefully Bolton Wanderers are sitting in a comfortable position and we can be very happy with the progress that we've made. But if you are happy with what you've seen today, please do hit the like button, comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And I'll catch you for episode 3 of this save very soon. Take care, guys.